Workers at a local fast food restaurant told the 11 News I-team they sold spoiled food to customers.
The dish in question is chicken, and some of the employees say the meat was so spoiled they could smell it.
It is tonight's I-team investigation. Reporter Scott Noll is here with more. Scott.
Len, Lisa, to be clear, we're talking about one and only one KFC restaurant, a franchise in Conroe where some workers and ex-employees say they worried about the food they gave to customers. So why did they do it?
I know you.
Like most moms, Tasha Corpez wanted a better life for her kids.
Mommy will give it to you. Here.
But her past, which includes a criminal record, made it tough to find work. It's why she was grateful when this KFC franchise on North Loop 336 West in Conroe hired her. But one day she noticed
it stinks really bad.
A stench in the restaurant's kitchen, especially in the cooler.
It just smelled. When you walk in there, it took your breath away.
She says it came from the chicken, raw chicken, stored in boxes. And when workers took it out,
I almost threw up back there when the cooks opened the bags.
Because according to Corpez, that chicken was spoiled. And yet she says it was fried and sold to the public.
You're a mother. Would you want your kids eating that stuff?
Absolutely not.
In fact, she and other workers say despite a KFC policy that all raw poultry must be used within 10 days of being killed, chicken as old as 16 days was served to customers.
I had no choice. I had to take care of my children. I had to have a job.
But eventually she had her husband call in this complaint to the county. And then 1 day passed, then 2. Finally, 5 days later, the health inspector showed up.
We had just sold the last 2 cases of spoiled chicken.
But the inspector did confirm a foul odor in the back of the kitchen and the walk-in cooler.
You knew it was unsafe.
I knew it was unsafe.
The 11 News I-team spoke to other current and former workers like Robert Garrett. He remembers
the smell, expired trash that hasn't been taken out for a while.
That's what the chicken smelled like.
That's what it smells like.
In fact, Garrett claims that raw chicken, not 10, but 16 days past its kill date, was cooked and sold anyway.
There would be times that I would know that food that was going out the window or to the public sitting down, that it wasn't any good. And it just makes your stomach, it makes you sick to your stomach.
We rarely hear this kind of really egregious and deliberate misuse of product and putting public health at such risk.
Sarah Klein is a food safety expert with the Center for Science in the Public Interest. She says there's a good reason for KFC's 10-day limit.
Things like E. coli, salmonella, campylobacter, very common in poultry. So the longer it sits in the refrigerator, the more bacteria have time to grow and multiply.
So that even cooking may not destroy them all. Klein also says
whether or not you kill the bacteria through cooking, that meat is still rotting. So consumers are basically eating fried, rotted meat.
So what did KFC's manager have to say about all this?
Are you serving food here that's a threat to public safety?
This is Michael Batts.
Your workers say you have in the past.
Any questions can be guarded to our home office.
But did he know his restaurant was allegedly serving expired chicken? You be the judge.
How do you explain this conversation here?
Tasha Corpez claims she taped this phone conversation with Batts, her manager, last March.
Sorry about it. Hey, I got 22 cases of bad chicken back there.
Why?
Because they're out of date. Some of them, I think 9 of them went out today, and like 5 of them went out yesterday.
Okay, well, cook what you can of it. Change the date on it. Like I'll go out tomorrow or something, okay?
Okay. Anything, just cook as much as possible.
Cook as much as possible of it.
And change the dates on the rest. Okay.
Don't cook it, okay?
Don't cook too much, is what you're saying?
What?
What'd you just say?
I said, of course, if it's bad, don't cook it.
Okay.
But if you can, cook it.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Don't cook a whole bunch extra, but you can cook a little extra.
They say you serve food, tell employees to serve food that should be thrown away.
And what do the restaurant's owners have to say? The Temkill company, which owns the Conroe KFC, along with 33 other restaurants in Texas, declined an on-camera interview, but in a statement insisted they are committed to the highest standards of food safety and say they have taken action to ensure high quality and safety at the restaurant. The National KFC Corporation also declined to speak on camera, but said in a statement that nothing is more important to KFC than food safety, and that because of our report, they started an investigation of the Conroe restaurant. And they also took action, shutting the restaurant down for a week while they gave the staff additional training in food safety and operations.
The Montgomery County Health Department declined our repeated request to comment about its handling of this case, but we know that county inspectors did visit the KFC last week after the restaurant reopened. They found no food safety violations, and Michael Batts, the restaurant manager, remains on the job. We should also point out there are no allegations of similar problems at any other Houston KFCs.
All right, so Scott, what about the employees you talked to in this piece?
Well, Tasha Corpez, the woman you saw in there, was fired by Michael Batts for allegedly not meeting company standards. That's something she disputes. The other worker, Robert Garrett, quit in May, he says, partly because of his concerns over food safety.
Revealing stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott.